Because of my mistake, 6 men didn't return from that raid.
7, Lieutenant Zip died this morning.
Hey guys, welcome to Classic Comedy Cinema. I hope you've been enjoying the channel so far. Check out my other movies that I've reacted to. Today we're going to be reacting to Airplane, a very famous movie, and I would say a classic movie. And I think a lot of people would agree with me. This is the gold standard of comedy movies, of parody movies. This is the one you have to compare all other movies to, I think. Airplane, it's such an amazing movie, groundbreaking at the time, I suppose. I always thought it was from the 70s, the late 70s, and I suppose because most of the movies it was parodying most of the movies it was parodying were from the 70s. All these airport disaster movies, airplane disaster movies, there was a lot of them in the 70s, and yeah, it snuck into the 80s, so which is fine. And they were pretty unbridled with their comedy. They make fun of things that we wouldn't dream of making fun today, and there was no limits and no bounds, and it made for some hilarious comedy. So quite groundbreaking, and yeah, even if it came out as a new movie today, I think it would be a big success. I don't think it's really dated, apart from you know, breaking the limits of good taste on occasion, which is no problem. So yeah, so let's go straight into the reaction. I recognize this music. Have to start off with a parody of Jaws. Airplane with an exclamation mark at the end. Music is quite good, kind of dramatic. Oh, Elmer Bernstein, okay, that's a famous name.
In the red zone.
We'd like you to have this flower from the Religious Consciousness Church. Would you care to make a donation?
No, but thank you anyway.
The red zone has always been for loading and unloading. There's never stopping in a white zone.
There seems to be a bit of dispute about which zone is which.
Listen, Betty, don't start up with your white zone shit again.
Would you put all your metal objects into this dish, please?
Of course, he has to be half metal, like the Tin Man.
We both know perfectly well what it is you're talking about. You want me to have an abortion.
Oh.
It's really the only sensible thing to do.
As I said, they make fun of things that they don't really do now. Too sensitive.
I'll be back in a minute.
That's kind of a cheap move, I think. Turning on the meter while you run outside.
Hello, sir. We'd like you to have this flower.
Jim Abrahams, David Zucker, Jerry Zucker. Is this their first movie? I'm not sure, actually.
Hey, Larry, where's the forklift? Forklift! It's over there! The vehicle's loaded!
Wow. A reference to Silver Streak, where a train crashes into a station.
I came home early and found your note. I guess you meant for me to read it later. I know things haven't been right for a long time, but it'll be different. Like it was in the beginning.
Most of all, it takes respect. And I can't live with the man I don't respect.
What a pisser.
Modern sperm.
White courtesy phone. Captain Clarence over. White courtesy phone. No, the white phone. One moment for your call from the Mayo Clinic.
Is the Mayo Clinic like a fertility clinic?
There's a passenger on your Chicago flight 209, a little girl named Lisa Davis, en route to Minneapolis. She's scheduled for a heart transplant. We'd like you to tell her mother that we found a donor an hour ago. We have the heart here, ready for surgery.
Sorry, the Mayo Clinic and all those jars of mayonnaise.
Make sure that she's kept in a reclined position and that a continuous watch is kept on her IV.
I have an emergency call for you on line 5 from a Mr. Ham.
All right, give me Ham on 5. Hold the mail.
I'm on 5, hold the Mayo. They got the most out of that joke, I think.
You know, I haven't been able to get near a plane since the war.
What's hurt you the most is your record since the war. When I get back to Chicago, I'm going to start my life all over again. I'm sorry.
It's all over.
We'd like you to have this flower from the Church of Religious Consciousness.
For 1,600 hours through 2,400. There's
American Express.
front stall over the Dakotas.
What about his passenger?
Smoking or non-smoking?
Smoking, please.
Back in the day, smoking everywhere. Oh, his ticket. Dramatic music. Oh, his memories.
This is Red Leader 4.
Trauma from the war. Are they talking about Korean War or Vietnam War? Vietnam, I suppose.
Better get on board, son.
It's not a train.
Oh, but it's your watch. You shouldn't. You're gonna need this.
It's all right. It doesn't work. Goodbye, darling.
It's alright, it doesn't work. Oh!
With me all the time. I swear to you.
Darling, take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time.
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Howard radio clearance. Over.
Have clearance, Clarence. What's our vector, Victor?
Roger, over.
What?
Roger, over. And Victor. That's not confusing at all.
Our arrival time in Chicago will be 10:45
Boys' life?
p.m. Central Time.
Nuns life. The nun is having more fun than the boys.
There's a 20% chance.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Elaine, I've got to talk to you.
It's a shame you two don't get along.
I remember when we first met. It was during the war. Stationed in Drambuie.
Drambuie. Is that a whiskey?
Populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
Oh, straight flush. Oh, royal flush over royal flush. Here, guys. Wow. It's pretty violent. Yeah, Bee Gees. Everybody got to dance. All these salty sea dogs. Got all the disco moves. Boomerang hat. Ah. You come prepared, John Travolta. He's got the moves. Carefully executed. Disco was fun.
But enough about me. I hope this hasn't been boring for you. It's just that whenever I start to talk about Elaine, I always...
Not boring in the slightest. She definitely hasn't killed herself.
Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
Funny, but inappropriate. Time for another flashback.
These past few months have been just wonderful. What's the matter?
My orders came through. Bombing the storage depots at Daiquiri at 1800 hours.
Daiquiri, another drink?
You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Do you want me to check the weather, Clarence?
No, why don't you take care of it? Joey!
We better get back now, Joey.
You better get back, alright, for your own safety.
You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You play basketball for the Los Angeles Lakers. You are Kareem. I've seen you play. My dad's got season tickets. But my dad says you don't work hard enough on defense. And he says that lots of times you don't really try, except during the playoffs.
The hell I don't. Listen, kid. I've been hearing that crap ever since I was at UCLA. Tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes.
That's told him.
You like movies about gladiators?
That's funny because I've just done a reaction to the movie Gladiator. I like them.
Just hear me out.
I remember how you used to hold me, how I used to sit on your face and wriggle, and afterwards how we'd watch till the sun came up.
He's gonna go back to another flashback.
You're too low, Ted. You're too low.
Pentatol available? That's some sort of sedative.
I got a telegram from headquarters today.
Headquarters? What is it?
Well, it's a big building where generals meet. That's not important right now. They've cleared you of any blame.
Because of my mistake, 6 men didn't return from that raid.
7, Lieutenant Zip died this morning. But Dr. Sanders says she'll...
Severe shell shock. Thinks he's Ethel Merman.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on.
He is Ethel Merman.
Starting here. Everything's coming up.
Just getting into the song. I was enjoying that.
War is hell.
The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. There is no stopping in the red zone.
The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading of passengers only.
I came home early and found your note.
I came home early and found your note. I guess you meant for me to read it later.
I know things haven't been right for a long time, Ellen. But it'll be different.
I know things haven't been right for a long time, but it'll be different. Like it was in the beginning. It'll be different.
It'll be different.
Like it was in the beginning.
It'll be different.
It'll be different.
Like it was in the beginning.